Yeah, I'm going to go over how to make some stainless steel foot plates for zapping. And this is actually a 12 by 12 inch piece of stainless steel, 316, 3 thousandths, what was that, 30 thousandths thick, 3/100ths of an inch thick, 22 gauge. That's pretty good. It's pretty strong, but it's got a little flexibility to it. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to cut off 2 inches off of this. I'm actually going to make some foot inserts to go inside shoes, and I'm going to make these two plates out of the stainless steel. And actually there's a couple little tricks to this. First off, I'm going to use a jigsaw. When you put the blade in here, make sure when you put this, you screw this side in first, you make sure it goes in a little hole that's in the jigsaw, and then you tighten this side. Now the other thing is, when you're cutting any kind of plate, it's good to have it as close to possible as this, an edge. And what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to put it about like that, where it's pretty close to the edge, and I'm going to go like this, right, like that, and I'll step on his board at the same time. What you want to do is you want to keep down the vibrations. And the other thing is you want to spray some WD-40 on the blade and also here. Keep it lubricated, and it'll make it a hell of a lot easier to cut. Believe me, it will. Well, the jigsaw blade had a hard time with this damn 316 stuff, so I went ahead and used a cutoff wheel, and the cutoff wheel is thinner. You see that? And this is a grinding wheel. I want to use the jigsaw because it makes a cleaner cut, but 316 is pretty thick stuff, so we're going to go ahead and cut it with the cutting wheel. Yeah, but I can't hold this camera and do it at the same time. Yeah, let's put the camera down. Okay, so here's the plates. I smoothed out the edges here. I'll probably go over them just a hair more, so there's no burrs on them. And with the grinder, right? And I'm going to make a couple holes here. This is where the alligator clips are. I'm going to make a nice little bend here, but first I dimpled it down so the drill will work in that spot. And I'm using a smaller drill bit. This 316 stuff is pretty tough stuff, Let me get this thing on straight and go ahead and do it. Drill a hole there. Okay, so I drilled a big enough hole so I could fit the alligator clip inside of it so it won't pull out very easily at all. Next, I'm going to bend this up so it lays flat and you can still put the alligator clip in it. And even though this is only 30 thousandths thick, if you don't have a sharp drill bit, it'll be a hard time going through it. These were sharp drill bits, but I don't have a camera on my head, so I just put the camera down and did it. But then I'm going to bend it up. I'll give you a demonstration how this thing works. Okay, so I bent them up using these vice grips. You can use anything. Use a pair of pliers. We made a nice little clean bend there. So the alligator clip will fit right in there and it won't pop out. The other thing I'm going to do is, with the other plate, is I'm going to cut it in half. And this here, and it's going to be shoe inserts. And I'm going to roughen up one side. I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. It's something only I've done. Nobody else will be doing this. This is kind of a unique idea. But the foot plates, they've been around, but nobody actually makes these little holes because it's better to have it this way, because the alligator clip's going to slip in here. It's not going to come off at all. Okay, so I cut that plate in half. Now I roughed up this side like in this a little bit for a reason, and I'll get into that probably on another video, because these are going to be zapper plates for going inside shoes. And in the meantime, I'll give you a demonstration on how these work, because these are far more effective than the ankle points, far more. Okay, so it's all set up for plate zapping, and Rocky's checking it out. Right, Rocky? Using your cat scratcher I made on the side of the couch? Right, buddy? Anyway, so I got this device. It's turned on actually, and this is a Beck zapper. Now this is not the way Beck said to use the zapping, not with the foot plates, but you can. Just don't turn it up too high, because you'll feel like stinging, you know. But with his device, this one from Bioelectric, he's got a light that tells you the proper range where it's not going to hurt. So you put one foot on one side and one on the other side, and watch the red light go on. See? The red light's flashing. That means you have conductivity. Now, this is only at about right in the middle of the range. That's about 1/3 power. Now, when you're using the ankle points, usually you got to turn it up a little more than half. So this thing actually, you could turn it up, you know, probably you won't feel nothing. Even as long as the red light's flashing, you won't feel nothing. If you go like past that, you'll feel like stinging or something. But I think this is a more efficient way of actually using the zapper with the plates. The problem is, but you know, say for instance you're working in an office at a desk, you know, hey man, you can do this. If your boss lets you or something, or if you were self-employed. But you notice how the these are attached on here really good. See, here's the, see that? So in other words, these don't, so you know, a lot of times you move the plates around, you got it like this, they go, you know, they slip right off. We're not with this circle. When they're like that, they don't move. So now you can also use your spooky device with this thing, or any hold a Clark zapper like this. And so that's how you make some plates. But these are out of 316 food grade stainless steel, and I'm using a little bit of what do you call it? A paper towel. You can also use the cloth, but you know, you throw out the paper towel, it's a little easier. So wet with tap water. But you actually, I think you get a lot more current like this. So that's how you make some of these plates. They're pretty easy to make, and they're better. You know, they're never going to wear out. Basically, 316 stainless steel is never. You're not going to have a problem where it's going to get into your skin. It's food grade. It's made for restaurants. You know, they work with food with this stuff. So, but you can get a lot more power through it this way. But you don't want to turn this up too far. But like his device, he's got it where you can't screw up, because once the red, I still don't feel any kind of pain. Well, it's not pain, but you turn it up, I still don't feel nothing yet. Still don't. That's about 3/4. Still don't. Now I'm starting to feel like it's getting a little zapped. So, but you know, with his device, the good thing about Bioelectric's device, he's got that light in there to tell you, you know, here's your safe range from down here up to like here. That's your range. So you put it right in the middle. And you got 3 different settings. You got 3.9 hertz, and that's that. You got 10 hertz. You can see it's flashing faster. See? And you got 40 hertz. It almost looks like, well, it looks like it is on, because it's flashing so fast, and back to 4 hertz or 3.9 hertz. It's a much better back zapper, but I'll put a link if you can, you know, if you're, I don't know if they'll sell them in the United States, but if you're in the UK, Australia, or Canada, you can get them. But this is another way to do zapping, and you can do your Hold the Clark zapping like this too. Now with, I just want to explain something with the Bob Beck device. It does, the positive and negative don't matter. Because it's going positive, negative AC. With the Hold the Clark, it's a DC pulse. Now, actually, Bioelectric makes a much better Hold the Clark style zapper. He calls it a Canada zapper. And in that case, the red wire is your positive, and that's the side that's, you know, that's actually the part that's allegedly knocking down the microbes. So you might want to switch the clips. But in the case of the Bob Beck style, you don't do that, and you don't do that at all. Now, how effective it is, I don't know. A lot of people say it helps them somewhat. It's a mixed bag, I don't know. But this is an easy way to do some plate zapping. I think it's better making them like with this. And I think these are better than the copper plates, too.